You have to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding. You don't need to switch this. Jimmy Butler can get attached with his arms extended so Lou Dort doesn't curl. If you are switching it, I'm right there at the point of the screen. And Duncan Robinson's immediately underneath the screener on the switch. This is garbage. Duncan Robinson's not ready for a switch. So now Jalen Williams just beats him backdoor. You have to have backside help. Does Spoelstra for $120 million not understand this? Ice the screen that keeps Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the sideline. Now Josh Giddey rolls. There's a defender waiting for him. You're in your awful drop coverage. Where's your backside help? Nowhere. This is disgusting. This is coaching. This is off a sideline, out of bounds. Bam Adebayo. Your man setting a cross screen. I must jam Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as he comes through so Terry Rozier can get on the other side. You don't touch him. That's unbelievable. That's corruption. Jovic in transition. Now, there should be some communication that there's help side in the middle of the floor. You got to know where your help is. It's in the middle of the floor, obviously. Flip your hips. You're letting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just work you. If Nikola Jovic is going under this screen, you know this because you game planned and prepared for it. Then Bam Adebayo staying attached to Holmgren. He's up, jamming the screener, and Jovic is going underneath both of them. He'll be fine. You're not doing that. You're unattached now. So now Jovic is essentially screening you as Holmgren's about to come off a flare screen. So now because you just guarded that poorly, you have to switch this flare screen. Adebayo has no chance to get over the top now. And you don't. Spoelstra's a loser, an idiot. If the Heat want a scram switch here, then you got to switch this ball screen immediately. Terry Rozier's underneath Holmgren, and then you want a scram switch. So Bam Adebayo would come up to take Holmgren, and Rozier would fly to the corner right there. But what's happening here? Look, where's Terry Rozier? You didn't switch. You're in the middle of nowhere, and you're going to the middle of nowhere. This is poorly coached garbage. Caleb Martin should be rotating down right here so he's in the gaps. Bam Adebayo has to stay home on Gordon Hayward. How is Caleb Martin missing this right here? Why is Bam Adebayo just standing in the middle of nowhere? What on earth? The Miami Heat zone is the single worst zone ever. Over and over and over again. Caleb Martin, why are you guarding the ball? You have to take the middle of the zone in Cason Wallace. Jaquez, why are you standing in the absolute middle of nowhere right here on the wing? Get to the corner. So you got Jaquez in the middle of nowhere. Caleb Martin is guarding the ball for what reason? And now the Thunder have numbers. Throw it over the top. Everyone's scrambling. Who's going to be wide open? Awful. That zone is pitiful. This is a god-awful switch, but it is a switch. So Jaquez, of course, needs to be getting underneath the screener here. Why is Caleb Martin coming all the way over into the paint right now? Now look at this switch. I mean, Jaquez couldn't be more late to switch, but why is Caleb Martin just standing in the paint guarding absolutely no one? Same exact thing. This is disgusting. Caleb Martin, when you switch, you need to get underneath the screener immediately. You are switching over the top of the screener. So now Jimmy Butler's got to step up and help you. And Jalen Williams is now open. What even is this? You paid $120 million for this. Ice the screen. So when Jalen Williams pops, Caleb Martin can step up. He can stunt at the ball and delay Jalen Williams a little bit so Bam Adebayo can recover. You're in drop coverage here. What is happening? Is that serious? Terry Rozier, this is a switch with you and Haywood Highsmith, obviously. So you're Terry, just guard. Like the screen gets set, it's a switch. Why? Why are you leaning towards the screen early when you're switching anyways? The Heat's coaching staff is a pile of bird brain morons. Jaime Jaquez. Okay, you're ISO'd on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Highsmith's coming to help you. Do you know this? Do you work? Get up and force Gilgeous-Alexander into this help. Why am I letting Gilgeous-Alexander get further away from that help, and then when Haywood Highsmith comes all the way over to double, you're gambling right here instead of showing your hands so he can spin off you? First of all, Terry Rozier should not be jogging up to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to guard him. Sprint up so your feet are set in a defensive stance. You're walking up right here. So as you're coming up to guard him, he's going to blow by you this way. Jovic is going to come in the paint. Guess what you could do? You could show your hands, just forcing Gilgeous-Alexander into this help, where Jovic is going to stand in the paint waiting to help you. Or you could gamble right here and have him spin off you. Jimmy Butler, first of all, is not even paying attention to the ball. If a screen comes, a teammate would communicate. The problem is Terry Rozier. Stay attached to Gilgeous-Alexander if you know you're switching. You know you're switching. Up, up, up. So I'm ready to guard immediately. I'm up right now. And then I'm forcing Jalen Williams immediately to the middle of the floor where Jimmy Butler's going to stand and wait to help me. But you're late getting up. You're not forcing Jalen Williams anywhere. And you're off balance. This is heat zone. Stop leaning towards the screen if you're Rozier. If a screen gets set, Caleb Martin and you will just switch assignments in the zone and he will take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and you'll take the screener. But you're leaning towards the screen early and Gilgeous-Alexander just has a runway to go right to the rim. This heat zone is a complete fraud and an embarrassment. Bam Adebayo cannot guard no one. Okay, if you're not going to come up and guard this ball screen, then you got to guard the corner. And Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin then would switch assignments on this screen. But Bam Adebayo's guarding air. No one. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes off this screen. Everyone's got to collapse now. So the corner's open. Jalen Williams is open. Patty Mills just got back in transition trailing this play. Could you please just guard? Why do you have to go on the floor and gamble for what? The one-on-one. There's no team defense on the Heat. None. Why does Caleb Martin have to gamble here? Jimmy Butler, you know he's in help. Does anyone get up and force him into help? So you're immediately gambling. Good. You got a chance now to get right back up, force Shai, make sure Gilgeous-Alexander's going to the middle of the floor. You're not doing it. How is Jimmy Butler not in this gap right here? How? Josh Giddey isn't even a shooter. Why are your feet not set? Why am I not getting? I'm stunting and recovering and getting the dribble picked up. How is Jimmy Butler missing this? To guard Josh Giddey. Heat don't guard this screen. They just don't guard it. What? So Caleb Martin gets screened. How about we ice the screen, keep Jalen Williams out and towards the sideline? There's no place for Chet Holmgren to roll to. None. I'm staring at multiple backside defenders. He can't roll anywhere. You do nothing. Caleb Martin right here gets screened. Nothing happens. So collapse everyone, and Chet Holmgren's wide open. There is no coaching going on. Spoelstra, Chris Quinn, Caron Butler, leave the NBA. Again, Jaime Jaquez, your help is in the middle of the floor. Again, where does Jaquez open his hips to? To the baseline, where there is no help. This is so beyond depressing and sad to watch. Duncan Robinson's going to pretty much come and try and trap Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Jimmy Butler's in the strong side corner waiting to help too. Could Terry Rozier, do you know this? Can you guard where's your help? It's in the middle of the floor right here. It's in the strong side corner. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's coming to the middle of the floor. Why are you overplaying the middle of the floor where your help is? Why? Does anyone do anything? This is just really depressing and sad. It's really, really sad. Caleb Martin, your help is in the middle of the floor. Please force Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the middle floor. You have help. And why are you looking for a screen? A teammate would communicate a screen. This is embarrassing. Am I the only one saying anything? The Heat switch this first screen. Can Terry Rozier just guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Why are you literally switching and leaning towards the second screen before Gilgeous-Alexander goes anywhere? The Heat are such a disgusting pile of trash in terms of coaching. Bam Adebayo, stay underneath the three-point line on the block. You don't guard above the three-point line away from the ball. You should be in help. Jaquez, don't hug and crowd Jalen Williams. Take a step back and show your hands and slide your feet. So Bam Adebayo's nowhere, not in help, and Jaime Jaquez is hugging Jalen Williams. So a simple rip-through move will have you off balance. Bam Adebayo is going to miss this help because, Spoelstra's awful.